InnerWhisper channel.
The secret power of stillness. Meditation for inner peace. In a world that constantly pulls us outward to achieve more, to prove more, to become more, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The quiet space within. Meditation is not an escape from life. It is a return to it. It is the gentle art of coming home to yourself after being lost in endless noise. It begins with something so simple, yet so profound. A breath. One breath, taken with awareness, can open a doorway back to presence. The breath doesn't belong to the past or the future. It only exists now. And when you follow it, even for a few seconds, you are no longer trapped in your worries or desires. You are free. Many people think meditation is about stopping thoughts, emptying the mind, or reaching some mystical state. But it's not. Meditation is about seeing clearly what's already here. It's about watching the mind, not controlling it. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. Each leaf is a thought, a feeling, a memory. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to fight them. You just sit and watch the flow. Over time, you begin to realize you are not the river. You are the awareness that sees the river. This realization changes everything. Most of our suffering comes from believing that we are our thoughts, that we are the stories running in our heads. We say things like, I am angry or I am anxious, but in meditation, you begin to see. Anger is there, anxiety is there, but they are not who you are. They arise, they pass, just like clouds moving across the sky. They come and go, and the sky itself, the awareness within you, remains untouched. When you begin to experience this, something softens inside. You no longer fight every emotion or cling to every thought. You start to trust the natural rhythm of life. You understand that everything changes: joy, pain, love, loss, and that resisting change only deepens your suffering. Meditation doesn't erase the storms of life, but it teaches you how to sit calmly in the middle of them. The truth is, we spend much of our lives running from discomfort, from silence, from ourselves. We fill every empty moment with distraction because being alone with our thoughts can feel unbearable. But meditation gently turns us back toward that silence we fear. And when we do, we find it isn't emptiness at all. It's fullness. It's peace. Beneath the chatter of the mind lies a stillness that has been waiting for you all along. When you start practicing meditation, you may feel restless. The mind will resist. It will whisper, "This is boring. You're not doing it right. Nothing is happening." But that's exactly the moment of transformation, the moment you see the mind for what it is. A restless storyteller, afraid of silence. Keep sitting. Keep breathing. Slowly, the stories quiet down, and you begin to hear something deeper, the rhythm of life itself. Meditation is also the practice of compassion. As you sit, you'll see the parts of yourself you've ignored the fears, the guilt, the pain, and instead of pushing them away, you'll learn to hold them with tenderness. You'll realize that healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's about accepting yourself. Every thought and emotion, no matter how dark, is asking for your understanding. In the light of awareness, even your suffering becomes a teacher. In our busy world, we often measure our worth by how much we do. But meditation teaches us that being is enough. You don't have to constantly strive to be better. You just have to wake up to the present moment. When you wash the dishes, feel the water on your hands. When you walk, feel your feet touching the ground. When you speak, truly listen. These are all forms of meditation. Meditation is not separate from life. It is life, lived fully. It's the awareness that you bring to everything you do. It's the ability to pause before reacting, to breathe before speaking, to see before judging. It turns the ordinary into the sacred. Every moment becomes a doorway to peace, if only you are willing to enter it. And perhaps the most beautiful thing about meditation is that it doesn't require belief. You don't have to adopt a religion or follow a dogma. You only need curiosity, the courage to look within and see what's there. The practice is simple, but its impact is profound. Over time, meditation reshapes how you experience the world. You start to notice beauty where you once saw chaos. You begin to feel gratitude for small things, the sound of rain, a warm cup of tea, a smile from a stranger. In those moments, you realize that happiness was never something to chase. It was always here, quietly waiting beneath the noise of the mind. Meditation doesn't give you something new. It helps you rediscover what you've always had the ability to be present, open, and alive. And so, meditation becomes more than a practice. It becomes a way of living, a way of walking gently through the world, awake to its beauty, and at peace with its impermanence. The more you practice meditation, the more you begin to see how deeply your mind shapes your reality. Every moment of your life passes through the filter of thought labels, judgments, comparisons, expectations. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as you are. Meditation slowly removes that filter. It's like cleaning a foggy window. The more you sit, the clearer things become. You start noticing the way thoughts arise without warning, how emotions swell and fade, how every single thing is in motion. This insight can be unsettling at first, but it's also liberating. You realize you don't have to hold on so tightly. You don't have to control every outcome or fix every flaw. You can simply let things be as they are. Many of us live trapped in the past or haunted by the future. We replay conversations, regret decisions, worry about what might come next. Our minds are like restless travelers who never arrive. But meditation brings you home to this breath, this moment, this heartbeat. You begin to experience time differently. It slows down. You start to see the richness hidden in ordinary moments, The way light falls through a window, the sound of wind against leaves, the warmth of your own hands. When you live with awareness, even the smallest experience feels miraculous. Through meditation, you begin to understand the difference between doing and being. Most of your life, you've been taught to do more, to achieve more, to produce more. But being is about presence. It's about knowing that you already belong, even if you accomplish nothing. This shift changes everything. Suddenly, you realize that peace isn't something to earn, it's something to allow. Meditation also teaches patience. The mind is like a wild horse. It doesn't calm down the moment you sit. It bucks, runs, and resists. But if you keep showing up with kindness and consistency, something beautiful happens. The horse learns to trust you. Your mind begins to soften. Each time you return to the breath, even after getting lost in thought, you're training your awareness. That's meditation, not perfect stillness, but the gentle return, again and again. As you continue, you might notice how your relationship with yourself begins to change. You start to see the ways you judge yourself harshly, the constant inner criticism that says you're not enough. Meditation allows you to meet that voice with compassion. Instead of fighting your mind, you listen to it with understanding. Over time, that voice quiets down, not because you silence it, but because it no longer needs to shout to be heard. You've learned to listen. There's a quiet strength that comes from this practice, a groundedness that doesn't depend on circumstances. You could be in a crowded city or alone in nature, yet the same stillness follows you. Meditation teaches you that peace is not the absence of chaos, but the ability to remain calm within it. You begin to live less reactively. When anger arises, you notice it without letting it control you. When sadness comes, you allow it without drowning in it. You become the observer, the witness to the full spectrum of human emotion. And in that witnessing, something sacred awakens. Wisdom. This wisdom is not intellectual. It's experiential. It doesn't come from reading about meditation. It comes from sitting through discomfort, from facing the parts of yourself you'd rather avoid. It's in those moments that transformation occurs. The more you face your own mind, the more compassion you develop for others. You see that everyone is fighting an unseen battle. Everyone has fears, doubts, and dreams. Meditation connects you to that shared humanity. And then something remarkable happens. You start carrying your meditation off the cushion and into your daily life. You realize that mindfulness isn't limited to those quiet minutes in the morning or evening. It's something you can bring to every action. Listening to a friend, washing a dish, walking down the street. Each moment becomes an opportunity to wake up. You'll find yourself responding instead of reacting, breathing before speaking, and noticing before judging. You'll begin to live with intention rather than habit. And that is the true gift of meditation. It doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you've always been beneath the noise. Calm, clear, compassionate. Meditation also transforms your relationship with time. We often live as if life is a race, constantly chasing the next milestone. But in meditation, you learn to slow down. You start to see that there is no next moment, there's only now, unfolding endlessly. You realize that you can't live in the future or the past, they're just thoughts. The only place you can ever truly live is here. When this truth settles in, you begin to experience a kind of freedom that no external success can provide. You understand that life isn't about controlling what happens, but about meeting whatever happens with awareness. Every joy, every sorrow, every breath becomes part of the great dance of existence. You learn to move with it rather than against it. Meditation is not a destination. It's not about becoming someone else or reaching some final state of enlightenment. It's about remembering who you are beyond fear, beyond thought, beyond identity. The practice is simple, but it requires courage to be still, to face yourself, to let go of the illusion of control. And yet, when you do, you discover something extraordinary. That peace was never lost. It was always here, quietly waiting within you, beneath the layers of noise. So, when you sit in meditation, don't chase after bliss or clarity. Don't judge your experience. Just be present. Be with whatever arises. The mind will wander. That's its nature. The body will ache. That's its way of speaking. Let everything come and go. With each breath, you're not becoming someone new. You're coming home to the truth of who you've always been. As you go deeper into meditation, something subtle begins to shift. You realize that awareness itself never changes. It's always calm, open, and spacious, no matter what thoughts or emotions appear within it. Like the sky that holds both storms and sunshine, your consciousness quietly contains everything without resistance. This realization can be profound. You begin to see that you are not your thoughts, not your fears, not even your name or story. You are the awareness that witnesses all of it, the silent observer behind every experience. When you begin to rest in this awareness, life becomes lighter. You stop fighting with reality. You stop demanding that the world match your expectations. Instead, you start to flow with it. You begin to see that everything, every challenge, every loss, every joy has something to teach you. Meditation trains your mind to listen deeply, not just to sounds or people, but to life itself. And when you listen long enough, you realize that life has always been whispering wisdom, even in the moments that felt most painful. Through meditation, gratitude naturally arises. You become grateful not only for the pleasant experiences, but also for the difficult ones, because you see how every experience, no matter how painful, helps you wake up. You realize that even suffering can be a teacher when met with awareness. This shift from resistance to acceptance changes everything. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, What is this moment teaching me? That single change of perspective opens the heart and transforms suffering into growth. Meditation also deepens your connection to others. When you understand your own mind, you start to understand everyone else's. You recognize that others get lost in thought just like you do, that they suffer from the same fears and longing. Compassion grows effortlessly from this understanding. You stop seeing people as separate. You see yourself in them, their struggles, their hopes, their pain. In that shared humanity, love becomes natural. You don't have to force it. You simply begin to care. There will still be days when your mind feels restless, when you feel disconnected or distracted. Meditation is not about perfection. It's about presence. Even on those messy days, showing up to sit with yourself is an act of love. You learn that you don't need to wait for the right mood or the perfect conditions. Peace doesn't arrive because everything outside is calm. It arises because you've learned to calm what's inside. As your practice deepens, you begin to notice how meditation seeps into the smallest details of your life. You start walking more slowly, eating more mindfully, speaking more thoughtfully. You begin to live with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing yourself. You realize that happiness isn't found in chasing or achieving, it's found in awareness. It's found in this breath, this smile, this moment. And when challenges come, and they always will, you meet them differently. You no longer see them as enemies, but as invitations to grow. Meditation gives you the space to pause before reacting, to choose kindness over anger, understanding over judgment. You learn that peace doesn't mean avoiding the storm. It means learning how to stand still within it. Meditation, at its heart, is a homecoming. It's returning to the place within you that has never been broken, never been lost. Beneath all the noise and chaos of life, there is a quiet presence that has always been here, patiently waiting for you to remember it. Every time you sit in stillness, you reconnect with that truth. You begin to realize that you are not trying to become peaceful. You are remembering that you already are. And as this awareness deepens, something magical happens. You begin to radiate peace. Others feel it in your presence. You become a calm space in a chaotic world, a reminder that stillness is possible, even in the busiest of lives. You start to live from the heart rather than the head. You listen more, rush less, love more freely. Meditation transforms not just how you see the world, but how the world feels around you. Eventually, meditation stops being something you do. It becomes who you are. Awareness becomes your natural state. You no longer have to search for meaning. It's woven into every breath. You begin to realize that enlightenment is not somewhere far away, waiting to be earned. It's right here, in this ordinary moment, in the act of being fully alive. So take a deep breath. Feel it move through you. Right now, in this very breath, you are home. You don't need to escape or fix or chase anything. Just be here. Just breathe. And if this message resonates with you, Take a moment to share this peace with others. Share it through your presence, your kindness, your words. And if you'd like to continue this journey together, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Join a growing community of people who are learning, healing, and awakening one mindful breath at a time. Thank you for listening, for being present, and for choosing to walk this path of awareness. May you always return home to yourself, wherever life takes you. And as we come to the end of this reflection, take a deep breath. Feel the stillness around you. Feel the rhythm of your own heart. That gentle pulse, that quiet awareness, that's you. That's the truth you've been searching for all along. Meditation isn't just a practice. It's a way of remembering who you are. It's an invitation to come home to the calm within the storm, to the peace that has never left you. Every time you sit in silence, you are choosing to return to yourself. You are choosing presence over distraction, love over fear, and truth over illusion. And maybe that's the most beautiful thing of all learning, that peace doesn't come from adding more, but from letting go, from simply being. If these words resonated with you, take a moment to pause, breathe, and let gratitude fill your heart. Thank yourself for listening. Thank yourself for showing up, because every small moment of awareness, every single breath you take with presence, changes everything. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to this channel for more mindful reflections, gentle reminders, and stories that help you return to yourself. Leave a comment, share what meditation means to you, or how silence has changed your life. And if you know someone who's been feeling lost, share this video with them. You never know, your act of kindness could be the spark that helps someone find peace again. Thank you for spending this moment here with me, with yourself. May your days be calm, your mind clear, and your heart always open. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.